prayer will not always feel effective, but it is effective. You have to do it even when you don't feel like. Oh God, I'm confused right now, Lord. If you can send even a person to be that what I need right now to help a little person. I'm not talking about a partner, please. Guys, please, I'm not talking about a partner. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Khaya Fela and I am a born-again child of God. I create content that is inspired by my journey with God, and I try by all means to have honest conversations about the things that we just face in our salvation, and hopefully inspire you just to press on as well on your own journey with God. And if you are not on this journey yet, please do me a favor and contact me on my social media platforms when you've decided that you would love to accept Jesus Christ. Please contact me on my Facebook or Instagram. I'm also on TikTok and Twitter. I'm everywhere. Yeah, so please do contact me there. I would love that. Message would make me smile. But anyway, I just want to welcome everyone who's a new subscriber to this channel. Welcome to the families. Welcome to the Steward Your Heart family. That's what I call you guys. Thank you so much for believing in this channel and deciding to join the family. So welcome, and to everyone who's a regular subscriber, thank you so much for supporting. Thank you for staying. I love my little family so much. In fact, it's a big family. Excuse me, 690 people. I just love it. So yes, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the interaction and the warm welcome back to YouTube on my last video. It made me smile a lot. It made me so excited. So I'm really feeling really optimistic about the year and just being back on this platform and yeah, talking and having conversations with you guys. What I would love to talk about is honesty with God and how it'll really benefit you in your journey of salvation. This conversation was inspired by honestly just a random chat that I had with a friend last night, and I was dying to record this video. I was like, I actually need to record this video and talk about this because this is so important. So shout out to you, friend, if you watch my channel. If my friend watches my channel, there's a one in comment on WhatsApp. But basically we were just talking about how it is so easy to fall off in your pursuit of God because of certain stages of life and the type of challenges that I guess you face in those stages of your life. So, and based on our conversation, I randomly just realized that the biggest thing that has helped me in my journey that I want to emphasize, I'm not saying this is something that people don't know, I'm sure we all know it, but I think it's still important to have a conversation about it. I think we take lightly how important being honest and transparent with God and how it'll really work for you and work in your favor. What I have learned is that there are so many different stages of life. And in each stage of your life, you are a different version of yourself. And so the first thing that I've realized is that it is so important to get to know yourself in each phase and in each stage of your life. So for instance, when you are a high school girl who's pursuing God, who's in a relationship with God, the type of person you are at that point is different. And just your journey at that point is so much different, way too different from the version of yourself that you become when you go to varsity, and the version of yourself you become when you go to tertiary, essentially, and ultimately the version of yourself that you become when you are a working professional. Those are just different stages of life, and literally you can change a lot through each of those stages. So it is so important to get to know yourself. Kubani uKhaya right now at this stage where she's building her career, she's working, and what challenges does Ukhaya have at this stage, and how does she define her relationships, and mainly her relationship with God? Yeah, it's so important. I think that a lot of us take lightly how important it is to get to know yourself in each stage of your life. Get to know who you are now. Who am I now as this person? Because trust you me, you're not the same as the person that you were when you were younger. The 20-year-old me is way too different from who I am right now as a 25-year-old. And the challenges that I've faced, the journey has been a lot. Yeah, so there's been a lot of growth in that journey. And I like to use the term evolving, because when you evolve, you become a better version of yourself the more you grow. And so we do evolve for each stage of our lives. So that is so important. Get to know who you are. Sit with yourself. Yazi Mpumi Lidwaba recently mentioned on one of her podcast episodes on wisdom and wellness that it's so important to be comfortable with spending time with yourself, even in silence, because most of the time you'll find that we avoid ourselves so much. Even when you're alone in silence, you just want to play music, you want to play a video that's going to distract you. You can't just sit with yourself and your thoughts and be okay. So it's so important to sit with yourself, sit with your thoughts, get to know yourself and be comfortable at that point. Just spend so much time with yourself, that much. And second of all, ultimately, when you are able to be honest with yourself, it makes it easier to be honest with God, because then you can come to God and say, Lord, I'm not the person that I was izolo, and today I need you in this way. Today I just need you to show up in my life this way. We do not have to go through confusion and ultimately distance ourselves from salvation or the faith, if you get what I mean. It's so difficult these days, guys, to use terminology, because Facebook debates, in fact social media debates amongst Christians, they make it so hard to use certain terms. So now I'm trying to thread carefully, just so my message is still pure and well received. But yeah, my point is that it'll help you so much, because I know there's this stage that some people lose themselves in, which is that stage when you transition from, how do I put it? When you're transitioning from having been someone who existed in a highly religious environment to being independent, having your own money, having your own things, and not having to depend on parents. Sometimes you were doing it out of fear and obedience to your parents, and now you're so independent, I can do things on my own, I can be my own person. And sometimes that stage can be so overwhelming for some people that they literally go, if you get what I mean, this is the direction when they go, woo, you get what I mean? So it's a challenge. It's a huge challenge, and I know it very well. Don't even think that I'm mentioning this because I don't know it. I know it. I grew up in a highly religious environment, and fear was instilled in me. Fear of God, fear of God in the sense that God is just this supreme sovereign person who will just punish. I think I did at some point experience that tension in my relationship with God, but ultimately God is not monstrous or that horrible, guys. He's not that scary, trust me. So don't avoid being honest with yourself. When you feel like you're drifting, don't avoid that. Tell God. And there's one thing that as Christians, as Abazalwane, we need to understand. Prayer will not always feel effective, but it is effective. You have to do it even when you don't feel like it. You have to do it even in those seasons where you don't even know what to say. Tell God, I don't know what to say. Today, I don't know what to say. I'm just really exhausted. I'm just really disappointed. I'm just really drained. I'm just really yeah, there's a lot that I don't understand. I'm just really confused because confusion comes in your Christian walk. That's normal. That is so normal to question everything. Like, Lord, what is going on? Tell God, I'm confused right now, Lord. If you can send even a person to be that what I need right now to help me get through the season. And unity person, I'm not talking about a partner, please. Guys, please, I'm not talking about a partner. I was just talking about someone who can help you through. I don't know why I laughed at that so hard. Yeah, because yes, we have just such crazy ideas sometimes as Christian women and men. Yeah, so I just want to say that do yourself that favor and tell God how you feel. If we want to use an example in the Bible, we can literally look at King David and his life and his relationship with God. Look at the book of Psalm. David was honest in each and every stage, season, mood, encounter, challenge with God. Like, he wrote Psalm in different seasons of his life. You can tell there's times where he was like, Lord, please don't reject me. Please have grace towards me. Please help me. Save me, Lord. Choose me. I'm not gonna quote verses right now, but I literally just want to encourage you to understand that this is normal. It's part of the journey to go through a stage where I feel like I'm losing my faith. I feel like I'm no longer the same person that I was. You're going to change, you're going to grow, but do yourself this favor. Be honest with God. Don't avoid prayer just because you feel like you're not worthy anymore. That's another thing. Condemnation. When you condemn yourself so much, you will literally think you're not even worthy of telling God why, what you feel, what you're going through. But please talk to God, because the Bible says nothing, absolutely nothing can separate us from the love of God. Not the person you become at a certain point of your life, not the challenges that threaten your faith. No. I mean, I know that I've been in seasons where my faith was as little as that one of a mustard seed. And I still held on to that. And I think as I'm growing in my journey with God, I'm learning to embrace the seasons. I'm laughing because someone on my last video said one thing about Christians, they believe in seasons. Yes, Luto. So be able to be comfortable in a certain season that's unfamiliar. Be okay. Don't be scared. Don't avoid being honest with yourself and God about it. Tell God how you feel, because the most important thing, guys, is for us to grow and keep the faith. And we really do not have to become people who just, I don't know what term I can use, but we really don't have to lose out on our journey with God, on the beautiful experience of getting to know God in your different seasons of your life. You don't have to be like that. If you feel like you don't trust yourself in a certain season, tell God, please help me, Lord. Please guide me through the season. I don't know who I am. I'm so confused. I feel that I've been sold the wrong thing for so long, and so now at this point I don't know who I am. And the reason why I'm not going to just emphasize and be like, I don't want to sound spiritual about it. It is spiritual, but I don't want to sound I don't want to simplify it by saying go to the word and just study the word and just sometimes just talk to God, guys, because it's difficult to pick up the Bible and study the Bible and see and realize certain things point in your mind. But it's enough to tell God that you're struggling. It's enough to ask God to help you through that struggle. And it is enough, if you can, to pick up the Bible and say, let me see where God can lead me in the word, that I can understand what I'm going through. But sometimes it's enough to tell God what you're going through, being honest with God, so that you don't lose your faith at the end of the day, because that's the most important thing. So yeah, I hope that this message or this topic or this subject has inspired someone. That's my biggest prayer, because so I really just want to say it's okay. It's okay. And God still loves you in those seasons. God loves you. This video is like really long and I'm not liking that. So thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment if there's anything that you'd like me to touch on my next video, any questions, any topics, any video suggestions as well. Please do me that favor on my social media platforms. You can send me a DM, you can send me an inbox, or you can leave a comment on our comment section and I will respond. I'll take note of it. Thank you so much. I love you guys and I'm wishing you all the best for this month of March. I will see you on my next upload.